I'm in love with these quilt-inspired ornaments, and the best part about it is that there is no sewing involved. You're gonna start out with 3-inch smooth styrofoam balls. Make sure they have these markings and an equator line because it's gonna be so much easier to find your center. I'm also gonna mark that equator line with a straight pin. It's another visual reminder of the center. And so the styrofoam ball doesn't roll around, use the ring top of a small mason jar. Cut all your fabric pieces in the same size, 2 inches wide by 3 inches long, and a rotary tool is the best for this. It's just gonna give you clean straight lines. So take a piece of fabric, fold over the top to 1/2 inch, then fold the entire piece in half. And you're gonna secure all the pieces to the styrofoam ball using straight pins. You need 160 straight pins for this project. So in the fold, run the straight pin and it should look something like this. Remember those markings on the styrofoam ball that show you the center? Yep, that one right there. You're gonna push the straight pin right into the center of it. Then fold the ends of the fabric toward each other to make a triangle. They can overlap a little bit, but not too much. Then using a straight pin, you're gonna attach the bottom of the fabric to the styrofoam ball, as well as each of the corners. And it should look like this. You have made a triangle. Now do the exact same steps directly across from the triangle. Fold your fabric over, pin it to the center, make your triangle, and pin all the loose ends. And then the process begins all over again until you've covered the top with 4 pieces of fabric and created 4 triangles. For the next layer of fabric, you're gonna wanna measure. I like to keep things easy. I'm gonna use a 1/2 inch measurement, and in the center seam of the first layer of triangles, start pinning your second layer. Same steps, create a triangle, and then pin down all the loose ends. Remember to always work across from the last fabric you pinned. And keep repeating these steps until you've got 4 triangles of your new fabric. On your very first layer, you only need 4 pieces of fabric. On your second layer, you're gonna start with 4 pieces of fabric, but then you're gonna overlap with the same fabric, or if you wanna get creative and use a different fabric, you're gonna overlap another 4 pieces of fabric. And this is how the pattern begins to form. And you're gonna keep following the same exact steps. Pinning the fabric, folding the corners over, making a triangle, and pinning all of the loose ends. And remember to always work across from the last piece of fabric that you pinned down. You also may have noticed that in the second layer, I am not measuring. I am using the tips of the first layer as my guide. But you can use a measuring tape if you want to. Yeah, it's a lot of pinning, but once you get the hang of this, it goes by really quickly. And there's your second color. You're starting to see the pattern form, and you guessed it, we're gonna start again with another layer of fabric. We're doing a red, white, and blue, so I'm gonna follow the same exact steps, a 1/2 inch down from the point of the white fabric, and with a straight pin right into the center seam. And pin down the center and the 2 corners, again forming that triangle. The third layer is the same as the second layer. You're gonna use 8 pieces of fabric. Start with the first 4 and then overlap the second 4 pieces. And you're halfway done. You're gonna mirror exactly what you did on the other side of the styrofoam ball. And this is what it should look like. You see your pattern formed and a lot of pins. So we wanna cover up those pins with ribbon. I'm using 2 pieces of ribbon and I'm gonna measure them out to 21 inches. And then make a mark at every 3 inches. So 3, 6, 9, 12, you get it. Grab a thinner ribbon for the loop, measure it out to 10 inches. Attach it with a straight pin and then grab your ribbon, and you see your markings. You're gonna go through those markings with your straight pin in an over-under pattern. And keep repeating the process until you're at the end of the ribbon. And then pin the ribbon right to the top of the styrofoam ornament. And there you go. Look at this. She is pretty. Hope you will give it a try. Let me know what you think, and happy holidays, y'all.